Okie doke, guys. We've got ourselves a 9-worker starting show match. Wayne in the bottom left, Milkicow in the top right. Just going to be playing a bit of Terran versus Zerg here. I told Milky he'd have like 12 supply. Zerg would have 11 at the start. And obviously I got the numbers confused. I think the hatchery gives like 4 supply, and the command center does give 13. Down a little bit from that 12-worker start, but going to maintain a similar sort of need of when to build the depot, when to build that overlord. Now, both players have no experience on this mod. They're going to play like not very well, to say it the least. They're going to play like not very well. Yeah, Wayne said this is going to be really hard to play tight. Milky's like, yeah, these games are going to probably be like a bit all over the place. And I was like, that's what I expect, guys. I don't expect super close games. I expect you guys to just try and figure things out as I go. We're just going to see how this changes. Is this the new patch, but with less workers? It's the new patch, the version that's live, yeah, right now. They've just put the new patch out live, and we've just done a mod that makes the workers down to 9 to start. Imagine scouting, says Milkicow. Might need to actually do it a bit more now, potentially. Some scary early builds could punch you in the face. I don't think 9 workers is that drastically different from 12, guys. I do think 6 workers is a massive, massive difference. And we will be testing 6, 8, maybe even 7 workers to try a few differences. But I don't think I would bother testing 10 or 11. I think all 10 or 11 does is it just slightly messes up your build orders, right? But it's so close to 12, it barely matters. Going down to 9 is significant enough that this does kind of change the flow quite a bit. Going down to like 8 from 9 is actually quite significant. 7 is a huge jump. 6 is obviously monumental. And I do think 6 is probably a bit too much. I think it's like such a jagged change for players who are used to playing and watching in the current version of the game. It would be a little slow, but we will see what the hell goes on. Is this the first test? No, I played a few games versus Skillets of PvZ on the 8-worker start, and that was actually incredibly fun. I love those games. And then we played a show match between Geralt and Special of the 9-worker start as well. 9-worker start is the only mod I have right now where the supply counts from the main base buildings are modified correctly. So it's what we're testing mostly today, but we're testing a lot more 6, 8, all sorts of different things over the next week, as well as maybe trying out some fun community suggestions, things like, you know, slow down worker construction and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of new people tuning in when everyone's asking about why we're testing this, what's going on, what is the context of what's happening on the live stream. If you guys could just link them up the video. And if you're watching on YouTube, go check out my video on where did the strategy go, I think is the thumbnail. The title is StarCraft 2 more real-time than strategy now? And it was in response to Artosis having a video where him and No Regret were talking about the 12-worker start being a little bit of in Artosis' words, doing so many terrible things to StarCraft 2. Now that Reapers went in, guys. They got 2 Zerglings, no drone kills though. Creep spreading really nicely. Third base is quite delayed here for Wayne, because Wayne is not only going Ling speed, but leaving 2 workers on gas. Now a third. Is Wayne just going to do a Ravager Ling? Are we doing like a 2-base Ravaging? Oh, 2-base Mutalisk! Ooh, Wayne's going to say, hey, 2-base Mutalisk should be a bit better because my tech's going to kick in a bit faster compared to where our economy's at. And this is the sort of thing I really want to open up the potential for things like 2-base Muta to be more powerful. One of the big things is we want tech to kick in earlier compared to where your economy's at, so that you're not getting mutas out when both players are already on 70 bases and 4 bases, you know? So, because at the moment, it's such a mineral-focused, expanding is such like the best payoff in most situations, so mass expanding is standard. And even when you do cheeky things in the 12-worker start, it actually does a really, really good thing in terms of allowing those tech to just like force bigger reactions, be bigger commitments, makes the games very interesting on a strategic level, build choice level. Also creates room for a bit of gambling and a bit more of the poker element to take place, which does allow more upsets and more strategizing to find ways to punish a predictable opponent, which in StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2 and Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm was a bigger part of the game. It was big in 2016, 2017, early Legacy when the game wasn't figured out. But in 2024, when the game is so figured out, and we get such infrequent and small balance changes and map pool changes, we are basically seeing a situation where those gambles, those crazy all-ins, are a bit more rare than they used to be. Now you can see Milkicow is going to be going for a 3 barracks, 3 command center build, double engineering bay in the wall off, just off of a few Hellions. Starport now goes down as well, getting ready for that as the Marine deals with the Overlord. Now the Spy is coming in. Baneley Nest is down pretty early here, and I actually think this is too early for Wayne. I also think Wayne maybe could have done a better job of balancing that 3rd base out quickly. That being said, Mutas will be hitting the field significantly earlier than they would in a 12-worker start game. This 2-base muta build, really curious to see how this one maps out. Ooh, gonna run past the Lings. Bit of a crazy dive here for Milkicow, guys. And Wayne's gonna get a good surround there. Hellions, both going down. No actual drone damage at all. Does see the Spire, though. It's gonna be time to build some missile turrets in the near future. 1-1's on the way. Marine count is growing. No combat shields just yet. You can see the economic growth here, the growth of the production is just a little bit slower in this 9-worker mode. It's not massive, but these unit numbers just exploding a little bit more delayed. Ling's going to pull back. Baneling Nest is going for Baneling Speed as the first mutas pop out. Now, I imagine for Wayne, you want to drone this third aggressively, try to get a fourth in behind it at some point soon. And if you can do that while your mutas are keeping the Terran busy, get a bit of damage, it could be nice. Turret in the third, turret in the main, turret in the natural. We do have an extra barracks building as well. These Marines are on that side. The Mutalisk is going to fly in. Wayne wasting no time at all. Getting into the natural, goes for an SCV, gets a Marine. And surprisingly, I thought it was going to go for an SCV there as well, but says, you know what, that's too many Marines. Let's just back off for now. And does already go up to 6 gases. We've already got 9 Mutalisks out. No flyer upgrades just yet. A few more Overlords building and thinking about that early 4th base is Wayne. You can see the flow on 9 workers to 12, pretty similar to the 12 worker start. Just a little bit slower pacing. We'll see if this does extend the mid game and delay things like Hive Tech a little bit, just because that 4th base and so on are a little bit later. I do think this is going to just basically make games have just a little bit of a slow pacing. It feels like, you know, it's like a 10% slowdown, maybe 8% slowdown on the overall pacing, this worker change. It's not too crazy. Ooh, Marines do take out the Mutalisk there. 1-1, upgrades starting for Zerg at the same time as 2-2 starts for Terran. Classic upgrade advantage for the Terran player there. No 4th command center started just yet, though. As that 4th hatchery comes up, Zerg's on 3 base, fully saturated. Baneling speed is done. And interestingly, Lings and Banes being built. Not that many Mutalisks right now, as just the initial pack of mutas are getting whatever damage done that they can. Does click those back. Only 1 Mutalisk has died this game for quite a few SCVs, but look at this. Marines looking to try and catch these Mutalisks. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Milky looking for the big catch! But Wayne was watching, only loses 1 Mutalisk. Good reaction by Wayne. Really nice reaction. Vehicle plating comes in, a second factory out front, the base of the tech lab, while the first one is building those Widow Mines up in the main base. Marines and Widow Mines moving around as well. Chat's talking about the bases. Oh, this is not a bug, guys. Yeah, this is meant to delay you taking the purple gas, that mineral patch. Banelings, ambushing the Marines, Oh, big ambush. Milkicow a bit too far on the map. Wayne's going to jump on top. Wayne's going to be really happy with that fight. Nice pullback for Milky, though. Milky's going Thor's 4th command center on the way. Widow Mine and a single Marine on that left side. Drones on the 4th coming out. 7 more here, as well as 8 gases. That Mutalisk count's going to be growing pretty crazy, guys. The Overseer's a bit too far behind, but the Widow Mines go down before they can fire, and Milky's in big trouble. Wayne is the stronger player of the two. We do expect him to be favored. But you can see here, grabbing control of the game with this 2-base Mutalisk build. It's going to be fascinating to see how Milkicow addresses this. I feel like what you want to do is you want to pepper Widow Mines everywhere, and you want to play like quite slowly here, because Wayne is not really a big economy late game player. And I actually think you don't want to play on 2-2. You want to play for 3-3 probably as Milkicow. Get up Marauders, get more Marines, Mines, Thors, see what you can do. Marines do take out 2 Mutalisks for 8 Marines. And the other Marines should be able to save this medevac as well. +1 flyer attacks done. No other air upgrades just yet. 2-2 melee carapace starting for Zerg. 4 more Mutalisks on the way. 5th base coming down on the low ground. The creep here is spreading in all directions. The mutas have pulled back. 3-3 now starting. And we've got a few more tech labs starting to come in on these extra barracks. Turrets being scattered around, and the 4th base goes down on this base as well. Mutas going to have control of the map. Not really being very counterattack focused because Milky is just turtling. You can see, because Wayne's not droning super hard, I feel like if Wayne went 90 drones, it would kind of force Milky to be more aggressive, but that's not really Wayne's style. Wayne is more of a mass army guy. I'm going to wait for you to make mistakes, and Milky seems pretty well prepared for that. Ling runs in, distracts. And Mutalisks take out the Widow Mine before it can fire. Second one goes down as well. Sensor Tower could be a target. Missile Turret's going to go down. It's a lot of Mutalisks. They take it out in 2 shots. SCV starting to fall as well. You can see Milky struggling to deal with this Mutalisk mass. Really has to double down on his defenses. Now remember, guys, they got rid of the Thor splash damage mode nerf to range in this patch. They actually changed that in this final version. They said, some Terran players didn't like it, so we're just going to get rid of it. Bio coming forward, looking for the big Widow Mine. Boom Booms, Wayne not watching. Takes a big hit to the face from those Widow Mines. At the same time, Mutalisks come in. Marines are in position. Milkicow, wow, Milkicow getting some very good engagements on two sides at once. You can see the units lost have 600 resources in favor, despite those Mutalisks doing a lot of damage earlier in the game. Hives now coming up, 3-3 upgrades as well. Marine Marauder Mine here hanging out on the south side. Mutalisks going to dive on the fourth. Turret goes down. Really nice move there. That is a very, very, very nice move there. The Mutalisks get some good SCV kills, get a missile turret, and it's just keeping Milky incredibly active. But 4 base for Terran, 5 for Zerg, perfectly fine. As long as Milky stays calm, doesn't panic, keeps the unit spread out, it's going to be hard for the Zerg to find their way in. Now the Hive Tech you can see is coming in a little bit later, as is the 5th Command Center, as is the Ghost Academy. It's a little bit more time for these fights to really take hold. The reproduction of the army is not quite as fast because that growth of the economy has been a little slower. This next fight could be massive. Big surround coming in, guys. A lot of bio caught out in the open. Oh, he's trying to stim away rather than pick up. Marines stutter stepping away really nicely, though. So many Marines. Those Banelings off creep. Oh, my lord. But there's no Widow Mines in here. One of them tries to burrow in the middle of the fight. It's going to get a decent shot off. It does not land. The Banelings pull back and avoid the Widow Mine shot. A lot of Marines go down. There's not that many Marines left. Some of them pick up accidentally into the medevac. A bit of a misclick there. And it seems like Wayne here has found the money, getting big damage. Good pullback on the SCVs for Milky. If this Thor pops out, it'll help defend these Mutalisks. Just 1 or 2 big shots on those clump mutas could be big. And for now, just fighting the Lings and the Banes. Command Center lifts, a few depots go down. Not the end of the world, but it does supply block Milky just a little bit on 169 supply. Remember, Wayne did still stay behind by 1,000 resources the units lost, but he's going to go Ultras 3-3 Adrenal Glands. Now that 3-3 is done for Terran, Terran should be taking better fights, but the Mutalisks keeping mobility, keeping map control, and making this a really tough match for Milky to get that 5th base. Milky trying to hang on here, but dude, the Mutalisks are dancing around. And still going to be going out south. Can't wait to see the giant Ultras, says chat. That's right, guys. They put the Ultras back to their old model size since they can push through units now. Ooh, a few mutas go down. Bit sloppy there. Lings on the north. Nice usage of that counterattack. The multi-prong there. Widow Mine does get a shot off on a few Lings. Sensor Tower goes down. But Milky not taking critical damage. Still on 80 workers. Just desperately needing to rebuild the depots. As Milky is, of course, struggling a little bit on that supply count. Banelings trying to run towards forcing the micro here out of him. More Lings come forward as well. But Biomine will manage to defend for now. As long as they wait to heal up, they should be good. Another army in the south side as well. Still mass mutilating Bane. First 2 Ultras on the way. Remember, Ultras are only 275 minerals now as well. They got buffed a bunch of times. That being said, their movement speed upgrade has been slightly nerfed in this patch. They will be a little slower off creep. Lings running in the north side as well. Widowmine gets a decent shot on that Zergling. We've got the Bio on the right side. Bio in the center as 3 more command centers go down. Milky says, let's go late game, baby. Let's go late game. Ling Bane rolls in. Widowmine gets another decent shot. Marines and Marauders should be able to take down a lot of those Banelings. The Lings did get cleaned up. And it looks like those Banelings go down, but at the same time, massive army on this side. Widowmines aren't burrowed. Oh no! Milky a little bit slow there. Does try to pick up and save some units. Starts to unload them as well. Here come the Ultralisk guys. They look like the small Ultralisk still, I think. I think that's still a small Ultralisk, guys, right? I think they didn't properly implement that. The patch is a bit bugged. Not all the changes are in correctly. These look like the small Ultralisk. That's not a chonker. That's just the new small Ultralisk. Trust me, we'd notice it if it was the old big Ultralisk. Lings and Ultras, Banes coming on in. The Bio coming forward. Widowmine gets a good shot off. One Mutalisk does go down. And that Thor and the Ghost Snipe takes down the Ultra. Still 83 workers. Yes, he lost a base, but his command centers didn't die. As long as Milky can remax and hang on here, I think Milky's in an okay spot. These units just out of vision. Ultras and Banes. That's going to require a big response. Lots of mules being dropped there. This base wide open. If Wayne hits the north and the south at the same time, I don't know if you can defend it. Milky is about to get tested. Army in the south, mutas going in, finding the exposed command centers. The army of Milky spread out, scattered thin. Wayne looking for the opening. He's going to roll in the top side right now. Zergling set off the Widowmine. Ultra Bane rolls forward. It's hard to defend. He pulls back to the choke point, trying to snipe the Overseers. The Banelings, the Ultra, will go down. And you know what? He didn't hit the south at the same time. Yet again, fantastic defense for Milky. Where's the muta count, guys? 17 mutas are out, 18 have died this game. Infestors are now here. Oh, that fungal could be massive. Remember, these are 3 supply ghosts as well. Not to mention Does feel kind of hard to turtle wall off on some of these maps. Thor's going to get surrounded. Muta's coming in. Not enough units to defend. Planetary comes up just in time to get boomed by the Ultras and the Banelings. And that's going to be great. Liberator does come in for the counter harass down there and over here. Wow, good damage, guys. Up to 11 workers killed there. Widowmine did just friendly fire, but killed a bunch of Zerg as well. Wayne trying to overwhelm. A Fungal comes in from the south, gets the ambush. And those Infestors waiting just outside of the base, paying dividends. Still Liberator on the natural. The one on this side looks like it did maybe go down. North side, Ling Ultra rolls in again. Wayne overwhelming. Milkicow just not quite able to keep up in this match. And this is cool, guys. This is my first Zerg vs. Terran watching with 9 workers. Feels very similar meta-wise to current Zerg vs. Terran, but it's just slightly slowed down on the pace, right? We're just hitting situations in the game a few minutes later. It seems like similar meta. This seems like a pretty cool change in that, like, it doesn't... This is like we're not really changing that much if we go 9 workers. It's just going to, like, mess things up a little bit, make the tech hit a little bit earlier. But this is, of course, first impressions, so we'll see what happens as time goes on. Ultra's getting hit by Widowmines there. And Wayne takes game 1 with a 2-base Mutalisk opening. GG, well played. Guys, that first game was really fun. I want to see more of these games. I asked the players, can we go best of 5 instead of best of 3? They said, yeah, no worries. Why not? Unfortunately, the new maps are bugging out right now, so we're going to play the old map, Alcyon. Bottom left side, Milkicow. Top right is Wayne going for an early pull. It's a 9 pull, guys. The earliest pull you can go for with a 9 worker start. Wayne bringing out some interesting builds. Dude, this is great. I think I should have done Wayne versus Special. 9 pull against Terran, probably not the most advisable build, but if Milky's not scouting with an SCV, we might lose our command center or something like that. This is going to be so fun, man. This is going to be so fun. Now, obviously, this is nowhere near as big as like a 6 pull back in 6 worker start days, but a 9 pull, it's going to be way more committed than, say, a 12 pull one would imagine. There's no point doing a 9 worker change if you don't revert the supply change. Yep, that's why we've literally reverted the supply change, guys. You'll notice we're doing 9 workers here, and that the hatchery is only giving 3 or 4 supply, command center is only giving 13 supply rather than 15. They gave 10 supply for command centers in Nexus in Wings Liberty and Heart of the Swarm, and they then now give 15 in the live version of the game. And hatcheries went from 2 to 6 supply. Heart of the Swarm to Legacy of the Void as well. Yeah. So in terms of the minerals, this is another thing we can definitely toy with. Minerals start with 1900 minerals, or 1800, sorry, and 900. You have 4 heavy patches, 1800, and 4 900. Used to be the whole base had 1500 minerals, which meant whilst the big ones did mine out a little faster, overall your bases would take much longer to mine out, and you just have way more resources. Guys, this command center first. Oh no, command center first, Milkicow! Versus a 9 pull. Look, he's holding the Zerg. He's waiting for the Reaper to leave. He's going to see the command center first. Oh, no. Oh, no. Command center first is not a big risk in Legacy of the Void right now, guys. But with 9 workers start, yeah. Milkicow's like, what? Who does this, dude? Oh, my God. He's going to cancel it. He's like, okay, I have to cancel this, don't I? Starts a Marine, but he's supply blocked on 21 as well. Oh, no. Now, to be fair, Milkicow's up 7 workers, so he's actually mining significantly more. But we need to pull more SCVs to repair right now. And as long as you keep your mineral mining up, I mean, is it recoverable? Maybe. The command center does start rebuilding very quickly, but Wayne's going to take a lot of savor in just building 8lings, canceling the hatchery, and now finding himself spreading creep nicely on 2 bases. Really well done. Allowed to skip gas completely behind this as well. Really well done. If Wayne went there, could have done even more damage earlier, but I think there's an argument behind let the command center commit a bit more before you show your hand, so that canceling it hurts them even longer. Because the earlier you show your lings, the earlier he could cancel that, rebuild on the high ground, and that's going to be crazy. Were there any 8 worker games earlier, Pig? I played a few games with Skillers, but we didn't have the supply change on that mod. We're going to test more 8, potentially 6 and 7 workers as well over the next few days, once we have the mods working with the supply changes. To try and, we just want to maintain roughly the same sort of supply gap rule that Heart of the Swarm had, as well as Legacy of the Void, where you don't supply blocked at the very start of the game. And we'll see what happens. Didn't that 9 pool seem a little bit fast? Well, it was so fast because the other guy went command center first, I believe, guys. And yeah, it's a pretty big commitment. I mean, a command center is 400 minerals. If you start with 9 workers, it takes a lot longer to get to that 400 minerals. It's a way bigger commitment going Nexus first or command center first. Of 12 workers, Nexus first, command center first aren't necessarily risky builds, right? There's only certain all-ins where if you do that and don't scout, you could die to them, right? But it was a 9 worker start. Command center first is a much more extreme build order choice. Reaper comes in, forces that drone. Rotron goes down for Wayne. Milky's done a good job of rebuilding the economy. 27 workers versus 32 is not that bad. Wayne not really rushing a third base has actually worked out decently. You can see, I mean, it was a big commitment, man. Committing to a spawning pool and 8 Zerglings is not free. Yes, you canceled a command center and delayed your opponent's expansion, but Milky's going to be going Hellion plus Cloak Banshee. Third command center's finished. I actually think Milky could be completely fine here. Reaper's dancing backwards. The great thing about the half-patch minerals, for those who don't know, is the half-patch minerals forces you to expand faster. Oh! Whoa, Milky, you mad dog. Milky's such a mad dog, dude. Crazy dive there. But gonna lose a Hellion, which means you lose your lethality. Oh my god, we've still got the lethal count. 3 Hellions. Oh, he leaves one behind to actually get that finish on that drone as well. Dude, big damage. Milky all over Wayne right now. That queen should have been in that wall. Oversight for Wayne, and Wayne gets punished. Oh my gosh, this is big damage, guys. Dude, this damage, when you're only at 35 workers, you take this much damage. It is crazy. It is big. Now, someone was pointing out to me, they were saying, you know, something you're not factoring in. If you change the worker count to be less, every worker killed is way more damage. And you're going to have people lose 4 drones to a Reaper, and then it's game over, or lose 7 or 8 drones to an Oracle, it'll be game over. And I totally agree. Harassment will be bigger. I honestly think Wayne might be dead off that. He's definitely very far behind now. But the thing is also, should you really be letting those 3 Hellions in to kill 12 workers? Probably not, right? And I think it is okay for the damage to be a bit high. I don't think we want the damage to be so extreme that if you're slightly off every game for like 1 second, you just lose. But it is okay to have a little bit more brutal harassment and attacks early on. And that's kind of what I'm thinking StarCraft needs a little bit more of. Not a crazy amount more of. Because what you've done with Legacy of the Void and the 12 worker start is you've made the game kind of you could say babysit players to 4 base versus 4 base. It's not really babysitting. It's an extreme way of putting it, but it definitely has tried to allow you to get there in a more consistent manner. Not again! No! Not again! The Hellions are in again. Oh my god. Milkicow has a flamethrower and he's in the Zerg playpen, guys. Literally, man just snuck into a childcare center with a flamethrower. Horrible things are actually not going to happen because apparently there is a friggin' underpaid child care worker there who also, I don't know, just tackles him to the ground, takes his flamethrower off from him and turns it on. I thought more drones were going to die. I thought that was going to be a bit toasty. I thought that the drones, the children of Zerg, were going to have a bit of a bad time. Hey, nice transfuse, saves the queen. Banshee goes down. Wayne's hanging in there, and remember, Wayne's a feisty boy. Wayne is a very feisty boy. I think Zerglings maybe got in just then as well for a bit of a run by. Picked off 2 SCVs. Nice moves. Double engineering bay is going. Milkicow's up on 5 barracks, pumping away, right? 5 barracks with the reactors coming down. 1-1 upgrades. 3rd command center. You're definitely ahead as Milkicow, but let's see what Wayne can do to get back in this. Infestation pick, getting some infestors with the roaches could be big. Maybe going quick hire for lurkers as well. Drone count is playable, but it's very bad. You're down on workers versus Terran, it's bad. You're playing roaches versus Terran, and you're even on supply, that's also bad. The roaches turn, one-shot a Marine. I think the Marines are like, hey, I think we can beat you, but without combat shields, it's a bit dangerous. But with their 1-1 about to kick in, well, +1 Carapace is going to kick in at the same time, actually. So, both sides just seeing who can get the better end of it. The Queen's coming off creep is a bit crazy. Wayne, what are we doing? Oh no, Wayne with a misclick, guys. That's clearly did some weird misclick with the Queens and the Overseer there. And those units will be going down. A few panic clicks coming out for Wayne in this game. A couple of infestors are on the way, guys. 2 of them about to pop. +2 Carapace, 2nd Evo Chamber, Roach Speed, and High Vol here. You've got to shut this attack down. Great Fungal, even without Roach Speed. Going to be able to take out the tank and then maybe finish off the Marines. But the Reddit Point Marines do survive. Queens are here as well. Getting rid of the tank is huge, though, because that was the long-range damage. Extra Siege Tank rallying forward. Milkicow senses they have an advantage. It's going to go 4th Command Center. 2-2 upgrades on those engineering bays over here. and might be considering a second factory next to get more siege tanks out as well. Marines coming forward. Roach Ravager doesn't quite have roach speed. They do have carapace. Oh man, Fungal does land, but it's a little bit too late. There's not enough damage here. I think Wayne may have taken just too much damage earlier, man. Those Hellions and Banshees stacking up, trying desperately to hang on. Does hold the ground for now. Roach speed is finished. Roach Ravager barely surviving. But I think every time you take a trade like this and you kill important units like Infestors, it's huge, because keeping those Infestors alive, letting them gather energy is kind of like the extra resource right now of Wayne. So you got to keep these Infestors up and keep landing those Fungals. That's what's going to potentially equalize you in this game. 4th Command Center, 2nd Factory here as well. Marine tank coming around. Tanks over there. Marines pulling back. Tanks also looking okay. We do have our own tournament. We're running in an hour and 20 minutes, guys. Hopefully the series doesn't go too crazy long. I think the servers will hold together. I think basically if the new maps aren't working, Stego, we just change to the old map pool. What do you think? I think playing with last season's map pool and just using the balance mod or using the current version, since, I mean, Cyclone being broken is what we've been playing with for previous weeks anyway. It seems like it's A-okay. So I think we could do that, but obviously your call is the final one as the head of the tournament. Marines coming forward, tanks as well. Once that tank position is set up, I don't think you can break this. Yeah, Fungal's decent, but not good enough. You need enough units to intercept these sort of Marine tank armies on the map, ambush them with Fungals, Ravager Biles, but because Wayne never had enough units to even really fight the unsieged tanks and Marines, it means the tanks can take whatever position they want, and Milkicow is going to come forward and play really nice Hellion Banshee here after losing a command center first to a 9 pool. Fighting back, and you could tell Wayne's like, what the hell, man? I got your command center. And Milky's just like, yeah, you didn't build any workers at the start though, did you, dum-dum? And is really happy to get a nice win here. Also good to see, because I know Wayne is the stronger player of the two, even though they are reasonably, you know, they're both pro gamers, both very good players. I was like, I think Wayne's probably favored to win this like 3-1 or something. Good to see Milky already tying the series up. All right, guys, I'm going to have to remind the players to actually pick good colors and not be blue versus blue here. At least it's not a mirror matchup. They are trying to ruin the colorblind players. We're going on to Deadwing, guys. An old map from like late Heart of the Swarm, I feel like. I think we had this in Legacy of the Void for a short period as well in the Dream Pool. I think we might have played it. And oh my god, Milkicow is going to proxy in the middle of the map. You are kidding me. We're going to go for a Reaper, double Barracks Reaper proxy. And Milkicow's kind of figuring out the build on the fly. He's like, okay, we're going to go double 12 racks. So racks, 12... you know, 11 barracks, take a gas, take another barracks. We're going to go for a 2 racks Reaper pressure. And this is going to be hard to stop, man. Especially if Wayne delays gas. We'll see. That's going to be tough. Hey, big thanks, Roddy, for the raid. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Professional. For those who don't know, Rotterdam08 is actually a Dutch guy. He used to actually be really knowledgeable about StarCraft. Sometimes he would play it and talk about it. These days, he's a full-time Deadlock streamer, and I'm just really proud to see people in our community make that, you know, leap into a completely different genre of game, which I never thought he'd have the chops to compete in. So glad to see, you know, you're still showing some love to StarCraft streamers over here, Kev. Thank you so much for sending your supporters over here. So for those who don't know, this is a real-time strategy game. So rather than controlling one guy in this, you're going to control lots and lots of different little soldiers, and you can give them all orders. I know a lot of you guys don't know that because you guys are used to playing MOBAs and over-the-shoulder Fortnite-style games, but we'll try and explain the basics for you. So we're right now testing an alternate worker start where you only have 9 workers. Normally you start with 12 in modern StarCraft, and this slows the pace down a bit. We're also playing a 4-player map here, which means double Reaper proxy goes unscouted by Wayne. Wayne is about to see a bunker and Reapers arriving. It's 1-to-1 in this best of 5, guys. We are playing on the current modern balance patch that's just been released on ladder. Even though it's a little bit buggy, the Reaper is going to be dancing around. Already gets a drone kill. That SCV with the RNG does dance to the side. Milky's going to be happy about that. Wayne's going to be a little frustrated. Wayne, I think it might be time to build a spine crawler here. This is 2 racks Reaper. This is not 1 racks Reaper. This is a pretty committed build. Oh, the ready point drone looking juicy. Oh, and those Reapers take that tasty treat, don't they? They're going to get another one there as well, but they are potentially getting trapped. Oh, Milky! Oh, we could have got all 3 Reapers out, but got a bit fancy. Loses 2 of them. Wow, Reaper ledges were built different back on this map pool. A Reaper ledge there, and an entrance on the front. Okay, note to self, guys. If Milky requests a map again, I should maybe be like, hey, what are we hosting here? Bunker does go down. Reapers are going to bounce into the main base. Factory's on the way behind this before command center. Double gas into factory. Are we one basing Milky? Dude, Wayne is down to 16 workers. Wayne can take a lot of damage and survive because he is on 2 bases, but he needs creep between his bases. He needs these Lings to get on top. Link speed massively delayed, and we're seeing these Reapers cause a lot of chaos right now. Milky getting up in there. Vicious aggression from Milky, and the Reaper production is still going, guys. This is a savage build order. Now, Wayne does not know there's no expansion, hasn't scouted it because he's so busy trying to survive right now. And, uh-oh, Evo Chamber goes down again. Oh, man. I think a Spine Crawler on the front maybe would have helped, but it's so hard to cover all the different Reaper entrances on these old maps, dude. Evo Chamber coming in the mineral line. 6 more Zerglings. That's so many Lings. 18 Zerglings, but Wayne's on 24 drones against 20. The command center has just started. There is room to get back in this game, man. Remember that the games snowball a lot slower when you start with the lower worker count, right? So even though sometimes gambles can suddenly win games a bit more viciously, you can have more one-sided games. You can also have games that end up closer in situations where the economy would have snowballed one way or the other a lot harder in the current version. And there's ups and downs. And there's a lot of people who've been shouting at me and coming to my channel and saying, why do you want to do this? You want to take away my game. I actually think the 12 worker start is one of the greatest things to happen to StarCraft 2 in that it made a lot of really problem points go away, consistently gave us the Clem vs. Reyna badass matches that we have that are just so fun. I just think there's some like side effects, especially now that we have balance that is quite slow. And I'm just experimenting with a bunch of different changes we could do to really freshen up the strategy, allow players to strategize and come up with clever build orders to be a bit more creative. I want the Gumihos and the Estrellas of this world to be rewarded a little bit more. It feels like there aren't quite enough options for them to really plan and use all that IQ to take down a player who's much faster than them, like a Serral or a Rainer or Max Pax, you know, that sort of stuff. Even when players know what Beyond's going to do, you know that it's very hard to punish him. And, you know, I just want to see a little bit more of, if someone plays too predictably, I'd like them to get punished a little bit more. If you guys want to see the whole video on it, go check it out. The video is linked in Twitch chat, and it will be linked below in the description. You guys can just go back a few days if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, and I assume most of you would have already seen it to know what we're talking about. The where did the strategy go is in StarCraft is SC2 all real-time and no strategy anymore. Alien Banshee, man. Third command center is coming in behind. This is a modified opening. It felt like Milky did so much damage, man, but without the economic growth behind it, similar to the 9-worker start here that we're testing today, seems similar to the 12-worker start in that you really do need to do catastrophic damage because delaying this command center so long has hurt so much. Oh, that's good though. Jumps up, grabs like 4 drones. That's a total of 7 drones that have gone down this game. Hellions in the open. Wayne's gonna go for the surround. Good reaction by Milkicow. Milky was not born yesterday. Milky knows how Wayne, aka Vanya, aka Ratata plays, and that is with cheeky surrounds. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, doing so well on the defense, but it's always a distraction. It's always a distraction when you're playing Wayne, because Wayne knows if you're looking down there, you're not looking over here. And now with Queens up on the defense, Carapace coming in there as well. That's going to be a good time. Ling's going to be taking down those rocks on that top right side as well. Yeah, after this game, since we're going old school, guys, we might go for the next game. Could be on Bloodstrike. Just to, you know, we want to make sure we test all the different maps. Maybe we can go Ice World, actually. We could go Ice World was fun. Fun map, man. 4th hatchery goes down on the right side. 52 drones to 43. It seems close enough that with the 3rd command center coming down, this could equalize a little bit, but I think losing so much Hellion pressure is the big problem. 1-1's on the way. I feel like it's going to be a while till we have Medivac Stim 1-1. If these Banshees could deny the 4th, though, that would be big. This would be really big, but he's going to go past. He wants more. Spore Crawlers are in the base, though. With Spores in the base, I think going for the 4th hatchery might have been the more reliable pick-off. Going to grab a Queen to start. Very nice. Other Queen has a Transfuse. Doesn't get it in time, even though Milky changed targets for a second there. Milky grabs a drone or 2 and a Queen. Not a bad start at all. Sees the Hydra Den as well. And that's going to be interesting because this is Ling, Bane, Hydra, guys. Baneling Nest is done. No Baneling speed ready just yet, and we'll see what goes on. All right. right, Overseer hanging out. Gonna try and move around. Marine getting some shots off. Banshee's pulling to that right side. Ooh, Banshee does get sniped. So this is kind of a crazy map that we're looking at here, by the way, guys. So what are we testing in this game? We're testing 9 worker starts, 4-player maps, and also the more crazy map design that we used to use a lot of, but we've shied away from in recent years. So this game is like testing 5 things at once, right? This is just us throwing 50 things in and seeing what happens. Maps are definitely much more standardized these days as well. Whereas this one from the old days, a bit more wild, not only big 4-player map, but like multiple ledges, Reaper ledges, kind of weird giant open areas in the middle, but then with these like different corridors on the flanks. Like if you fight in the middle as a Terran against Mass Lingbane, that's not going to be a good time out here, right? That is a wide open area. This is Zerg heaven in the middle of this. But if you stick to the fringes and the edges, Terran can find some really nice choke points, ledges, that sort of stuff to fight with. And Milky's going to try and get sieged up below this ledge, or even, oh, back here would be nice. Putting a tank there is actually so slick. Sieging in the open, maybe a little bit too ballsy here for Milky. Milky wants to take advantage of the lack of Bane speed. +2 carapace ain't there either, which means it's 1-1 versus just +1 carapace right now. Oh, that queen, she just gets her head ripped off. Holy crap, Link flank coming in from behind though. Link flank coming in from behind. Combat shields is not there. Milkicow goes for a push, perhaps a little bit ballsy. I think on these older map designs, you really want to put the tanks up on this ledge on the right, across there, and elevate Marines. Or you want to push from this far left and put tanks across there. You really want to take advantage of these sorts of areas where possible, because these maps would have these crazy areas you could abuse. Marines coming forward, Banshee and Trubs. Oh no, the Hydras in the open, no Banelings. Oh no, Wayne! Wayne, a big misstep, loses so many Hydras. That was a great trade for Milky, gets him right back into the action. 4th Command Center is here as well. Engineering bays have finished 1-1, needs to get 2-2 started, but the armory's not there. 2nd factory and 3 more barracks going down in the main base. Milky is going to keep up the aggression. Wayne, dude, I thought Wayne was way dead from the early Reapers. Then I thought Wayne was ahead. Now I think Wayne's behind again. Up 10 workers, but struggling. Needs Banelings in here to deal with these Marines. But look at this, finding this beautiful little tank corner is Milky. He's deep on Crete though. The tank's gonna siege up, the Lings go down. Hydras and Queens, not the highest damage from the Queens and the Lings, but the Marines are starting to fall, and Milky has to pick up and pull back. I think Milky's happy to keep trading like this. Tech Lab goes down on the 2nd factory. These 3 barracks will go Tech Labs as well. 2-2 now starting for Terran. Remember, +2 carapace is already done, +2 range is on the way. Hive almost halfway done, and a Lurker Den. Hydra Ling hanging out right now. Dude, I kind of like the way the supply's hanging at 130 to 150 a lot more. Obviously, it's because they're fighting a lot. You could still have games where players are more passive, but it does feel like things are just slowed down by about a minute or so. A minute or two, you know, it's a small decrease in pacing, but I'm kind of enjoying. I really thought 9 would be too fast for my liking for what I wanted to see, but I'm kind of enjoying it, dude. Tanks and Marines hanging out right now. Hydra's coming in. Lings on that left side. Gonna have to run those SCVs away. Milky does quickly run the SCVs. Hydra Infester on the front. Dude! Hydra Infester! Wayne says, welcome to Wayne's world, mother trucker. Gets some big damage, dude. SCV's trying to run. They're taking damage. The SCVs abandoned the natural, but the ones that ran from the 3rd to the natural are now dying. The Marines and tanks trying to hang on. The Hydra Infester tempo. Wayne gets in there. Is going to break that tank, but wait, no, he's clicked on a medevac. He's accidentally clicked on a medevac. Hydra's dying to the planetary. They do take out the tank and pull back, though. Still a few Lings in this mineral line. A lot of workers have just died. The last Lings get cleaned up. And when it comes down to brass tacks, 17 workers went down. But wait, there's Marines on the other side. Looks like a drop came in. Maybe the Spore Crawler shot it down. Does get a few drones there as well. 18 drones for 17 SCVs this game. 75 workers for Zerg, 67 for Terran. Terran has a 4th base established. Zerg only on 4 bases. And where do you go from here as Zerg? You can break these rocks down and get to these bases in the top left easier. You don't really want to expand to that right side. He's going to expand to the right side. Wayne is brave. Wayne is saying, I'm going to fight you front on, mother trucker. I'm getting, oh, guys, he's getting the new upgrade. Nano Muscular Swell. And that gives me not nano, that gives me a macro muscular swell. We're talking about a magnificent swell in my nethers, because that is a fun upgrade. Now, unfortunately, it is point and click right now, guys. It's not used like Stim. So if you want to give the Hydras that double movement speed for 0.7 seconds, you kind of have to just tell them to quickly move, jump from there to there, and it basically lunges them forwards. So we'll see how that goes. Marine tank coming forward. He's in the open though. Guys, you cannot be pushing in these open areas. This is where Zerg loves to fight. It's going to be scary, but that being said, Lurker Infester. No Banelings. Big Ling run by on the south. Ling Hydra, actually. Oh, this game's going to get messy. There's a few tanks and Marines at the back. Can they stop this big advance of Zergers? That's a swell of Hydras, that is. And you could see them. Did you see them swell? I just saw them swell. Damn. Gonna bust through, man. The tanks are gonna go down. The Hydras are on top. The Marines killing a few of these Hydras. Oh, the other Marines are gonna stem back. Good call. Good pullback. They swell again. As you can see, not the best ability. It's fun, but it doesn't do that much. But on the front, it doesn't matter if you break this position. Double fungal lurker combo. The Marines go to Dicktown super hard there. And despite Wayne's counterattack not doing that much, it does allow him to dislodge the front. He can go back to mining, and his 5th base is safe on the right side, at least for now. This is actually an incredibly exciting match. I really like this, guys. The way these, I thought Wayne would be a bit too much for Milky, but it feels like this has been incredibly back and forth. I like that Milky started so aggressive and has just been keeping the tempo up, but as Wayne comes in with things like Lurker, harass from behind on the high ground, that's going to be a problem. Medevac does save those Marines over there. These Marines and Marauders realizing, hey, that's just 2 Lurkers on their own. Oh, I thought there's a little ledge up here as well. Dude, this is so cute. Look at this little ledge on the side of the map, guys. It's going to try and drop on top. And that Lurker finally goes down, but does force 2 scans. Double drop on the right side as well. Hydra's individually swelling away from that. I'm just going to keep calling it lunge. They both lunge away from the Marines, and then they get caught by fungal. Great catch. That Marine drop comes in, does pick up and pull away very quickly. Marines over here. Oh, God, you don't want to get these guys caught by fungal Hydra. Oh, God, pull away, pull away, pull away. Those Lurkers being forced to siege. He's on the high ground above the base. Dude, back in the day when we had ledges above your expansions. Oh, no! Wayne YOLO's with a small army. The Hydras swell behind the planetary. But I don't know if that really worked out there. Meanwhile, we've got the Marines over here. They're trying to overwhelm the Lurkers. That ain't going to work out. The Lurkers, I think, will defend this base. And look at that. The Lurker Hydra runs in as well. Wayne does it. Thrusting, swelling forwards with gargantuan Zerg arousal, and will manage to clear this one up. What a fun game. Dude, Deadwing. Deadwing's a crazy map. I gotta host more show matches on Deadwing. You guys, I mean, Milkicow was the one who picked this map and suggested it at least. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that map in a while. I forgot how crazy this map is, man. Marine tank Marauder hanging out. Planetary on that right side as well. Tank's getting a few good shots off. Scan comes down. The Lurkers do get cleaned up. Milkicow's doing a good job of hanging on. Income-wise, though, Wayne has so much more income right now, and Milky just a bit too outsupplied. Wayne weathers the storm of craziness that Milkicow throws his way. GG, well played. All right, guys. Well, the mad lad that he is, Mr. Wayne, in the top right of Catalina, has said, you know what? I am okay to play Catalina. I will play this map. And Milky's like, no, this is too Terran favored, pig. Come on. And I'm like, hey, if Wayne's down, we'll give it a go. And if you win this map, we can play something a bit more balanced. Basically, Wayne was saying, look, as a Zerg, you can't get like a 3rd and a 4th base. You get your natural. It is so hard to get out to your 3rd and then your 4th base and your 5th base and stuff. Like, you're spread real thin. So we'll see what Wayne does to adapt to the circumstances and to try and figure out what's going on. Catalina, I think they brought into the Dream Pool, right? I have a good memory on this map of I was in this spawn, Happy was in this spawn, and I did the old Jaedong versus Beyond Roach drop plus Nidus. I did a mass Roach drop in his main and did a Nidus to reinforce. A very delayed 2-base Roach mass drop into Nidus all in to win my little, to get out of my group in 2nd place, I guess it was, in WCS Europe back in the day. It's a very dirty map. There is so many all-ins. Reapers are unstoppable because of this giant ledge here and so much area of creep. I mean, there is so much craziness that can happen here. And this is going to be 3-Rex Marine. So Milky is going to do, I'm going to deny scouting, get your Overlord away from this ledge, and then I'm just going to do a Marine SCV all-in. So Milky is literally doing the dirtiest all-in ever. Let's see how it goes. Let's go for it. Link speed is already on the way, though. Super fast link speed. And Milky's like, ah, crap. Because essentially, Wayne's build order counters your build order. And I think Milky's doing the gamble of this map's so good for standard Terran play, it's so good for Reapers. Because of that, I'm going to do the dumbest all-in of all time, and you'll never expect it. And, of course, unfortunately for him, Wayne is just rushing link speed, which should shut this down. So I think this is probably going to be probably going to be really bad. Octopus in the middle of the map, by the way. Okay, we got another depot there as well. Third barracks pulling back, just hiding the mass marine. I mean, the thing is, Wayne doesn't know what's happening, right? We got to watch this from Wayne's point of view. Wayne does not know what's happening right now. Oh my lord. Making 8 Zerglings, though. Is Wayne just flood? Wayne's just doing a Ling flood. Oh my god, that's so lucky for Wayne, guys. Wayne's build order beats Milky's build order. But wait, Milky's building a command center. Milky's changed their mind. Milky's not going all in? What is happening? The fact we can see on the production tab, Milky's going all in. Wayne's building up for a Ling flood. Oh my god, this game's gonna get so stupid so quickly. Let's get back to everyone's vision. 2 Marines hiding behind a depot. And Wayne's just like... Ah. What? You don't have an expansion? What did I just build 20 Zerglings for? It keeps building Zerglings. 6 more. What? Wayne, building a queen. I mean, you'd be worried about one base battle cruiser, dude. I would be worried about one base battle cruiser. Oh, but he sees the Marines coming out. Marines are coming forward for a pressure. Now for Milky, guys, here's the tip. You go forward with the Marines, you walk up, and then you run away. You do not hang around. And you go Tech Lab Reactor behind it. You do not get surrounded by mass link, because this is going to force him to mass link. Problem, Milky doesn't know what the economy is. Milky doesn't know if there's a third. Milky might want to go cancel a third and then run home. Oh, Milky still rallying across the map. Not a good move. That Marine's dead. Yeah, there's no way he gets inside. And Marines did come out front. Creep Tumor barely survived. These Marines are going to come home now. All right, so we lost 2 Marines. Not too bad. Have killed 6 Zerglings this game. Should catch a few more here as the Marines on the high ground. Oh, 5 more Zergling kills. Very nice. Mass Ling being built by Wayne, guys. Wayne is stuck on Mass Zergling. It's just a prank, bro. Twitch chat, that may be the best spot right now. These Marines are like, oh, it's just a prank. It's just a prank. These Zerglings like, F you, man. You just made me ruin my economy to build Zerglings. The command center is finished now. Milky is going to turn this into a macro game. He has a 6 worker lead. Just don't get surrounded, bro. Do not get these Marines surrounded. Yes, there's a lot of them. As long as he hugs the edge, I think he can beat 42 Zerglings with 17 Marines. As long as he doesn't get fully surrounded. And Wayne is like, ah, crap. Takes a third, goes back to droning. Dude, this is hilarious. This is actually hilarious. This is such a weird strategy choice from both sides, right? Ling flooding blind with no idea what his opponent was doing into a guy who was 3 racks Marine all-inning, realized, ah, crap, you've gone early Ling speed, and then says, I guess I take a very delayed expansion, and it's actually worked out pretty well for Milky. He's now got the factory coming up. He can go Starport next, 4 barracks. And Wayne has to just hold that drone key down. I mean, Wayne's economy is in the gutter right now. But you got a lot of Zerglings left over from the early game. You can always counterattack if the Marines move out. You know, that there are some moves you can make here as Wayne to get back in. So I think you need to counterattack. I think he should be on the map. I don't think you should sit at home and wait to receive his limp Marine push. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying there's a succulent Zerg meal lining up around this corner. And right now, if you're the Terran player, you're talking about managed democracy being manifest. You guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, we're talking about these Marines helldiving. They're going to come in and call that 380 millimeter heavy artillery blast down on this base. You got to be really careful right now as Wayne. Your economy's not looking great. And you are down 2 workers. Still massing Zerglings. I mean, it all relies on you getting a big surround. But now that Stim and Shields is finished, it's going to be tough. But Milky does not have vision. Milky has no idea what's going on. It's very easy when you lack vision, when you don't have Hellions, to make bad decisions and get surrounded. And that's what Wayne's going to be looking for, I think. I think Wayne should be looking for a giant surround. If Wayne surrounds this and kills these Marines right now, Wayne's in a good spot. But Wayne's coming from only one angle, revealing the Zerglings. Not a good position. Oh, Wayne's really not managing this very well. Wayne could have sandwiched these by now and got a great fight. I feel like Milkicow is presenting a big opening, and Wayne's not taking advantage. Wayne's just missed a big opportunity. More Marines coming out, Medivacs as well. And if you don't catch these right now, you're screwed. You should be coming at this from 2 sides. But look at that. Good positioning for Milky. And now Milky can just stand and fight. Stay in the corner. Stay in the corner. Stop starter stepping. Stay in the corner. I think Milky should have stayed in a ball there, but it's good enough. Oh, he actually breaks out anyway. No, it's fine. That was a pretty good trade for the Marines, considering they were caught out there. You can see the units lost tab. It's 80 Marines for 27 Zerglings this game. And the Marines are happy to take these trades. There's Medivacs now here. and Wayne was behind in resources. He needed a fantastic fight where the Marines were completely surrounded in the open. The Lings come from two sides, no ability to start a step. That was the only way that I think Wayne could get back in this game. But now Wayne committing to a blind Ling flood and just over-committing to it, not realizing what was going on. Took a big gamble, didn't pay off there. And I think I can understand why, right? You took the gamble knowing the map's bad for your race, and you ran into a very rare case where your opponent was also gambling on a big attack. Here we go. Oh, Marines picking up. They do get saved. Nice Ling ambush on that army. Milky's still got a massive supply lead, though, looking really good. Ooh. It's interesting. So many people having differing opinions talking about this. StarCraft changes are so complicated. Keep in mind, guys, you're not going to learn everything from one game. You're just getting a feel for things. You're just getting little bits of information you can gather up to form a picture. If you guys watch 2 minutes of a game and form a really hard opinion about this good, this bad, you're probably rushing to conclusions. So just remember to, you know, take some time. We're just gathering info, seeing how things feel. And yeah, so far these games have been pretty fun, pretty varied. Makes sense. Players aren't used to it. Of course, the games are going to be a bit unpredictable and varied. That's not all to do with 9 workers. Part of the unpredictability here is, especially in these ones, I'm putting them on weird maps. I'm putting them in a situation where all their builds don't work as well as normal, so they're not as refined. And that's actually creating some really fun games, right? But part of this is 9 workers. Part of it is also from us changing things up. All right, Queen coming forward. All right, Ling's going to be going to that left side. Marines and tanks are hanging out there. Dude, this tank positioning is brutal. Look at this tank. How do you deal with that? That's so tough. Marines poking forward, trying to bait into that. The creep spread's pretty good. Marine attack on this side, but the Lings are ready. Dude, if Wayne somehow finds a way back into this game with these 1-1 Zerglings, I will be amazed. I mean, right now, the Lings are getting ready for a flank. Few of them are counterattacking. If you can get a massive Ling surround, maybe. But remember, there is no Bane speed. Ling Bane counterattack. The Marines stutter stepping away. You got to stand and fight. You got to stand and fight. Oh, Milky takes some big Banes, but I think it's okay. Losing 2 tanks and a bunch of Marines is rough, but it's expensive for Wayne to make these moves. Those Marines deep on creep. Slow Banes. Oh, 1 slow Baneling is somehow still in there, but it's on the left side. The Marines standing their ground, though, getting a very good fight. And Wayne just doesn't have the economy to back up even trades. Wayne needs amazing trades, but these are relatively even trades. Actually, no, they're not. Well, some of them were relatively even, but, you know, there's relatively even trades mixed in with bad trades, mixed in with the fact that the Terran's been up on economy for the last 8 minutes of this game, and that is not good for the Zerg. Tank takes a brutal position once again. Making crazy comebacks on this map, always going to be hard for the Zerg. Catalina, Terran versus Zerg, heaven. My man. Ling's running onto that third base. SCV's trying to run away as well. Marines over there. And looks like those Marines are going to be going down. Marines on the front coming forward. It looks like Wayne's about to get overwhelmed. I think we'll probably go back to like a standard modern map. Maybe just do like either an Oceanborn next. Maybe a Ghost River? GG. Really nice game there for Milky. Ties up the series 2-2. All right, guys. Looks like we got ourselves... Is this like a 12 pull with an extractor trick afterwards? It's like an 11 or 12 pull with an extractor trick in the bottom right side for Wayne. Up against Milkicow in the top left of Abyssal Reef, doing a more standard depot into... Oh, you're doing Command Center first again? Please build it on the high ground. Please build it on the high ground. Please build it on the... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. It's like what we saw earlier in this series on... Was it Alcyon? What was the map that we played? We played a map earlier, and we had this. Oh, no. Okay. Problem, though. Wayne's optimized the build. Because remember, Milky fought back and won that game after being way behind. Or not way behind, but having their opening messed up. That's because Wayne went 9 pool. This time, Wayne has done like an 11 pool, I think this was. 11 or 12 pool. I'll check the build order at the end of the game. And that means it's a smaller commitment. It's just 6 Lings, and then you're going to make a Queen and go back to drones. Right? Back to a drone, then build an Overlord, then build more drones. So this is a smaller commitment because you've already got 1 or 2 more drones out earlier. You're committing to 2 less Zerglings. You're still going to get the cancel on the command center, I'm pretty sure. Wait a second, are you not going to get the cancel? 23 seconds. I think you should be able to cancel that, surely. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If this command center finishes, this is quite bad. Then again, there's no wall off. The Link still might do a lot of damage. 10 seconds. You got to kill that SCV. You got to kill it right now. 5 seconds now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, half a second from finishing. And he's going to try and finish it. Milky's greedy. Milky's like, okay, let's try and bring 2 SCVs in. One of them should be able to get on it. He gets it. Milkicow gets the command center finish. But how much damage do you take? Loads of the SCVs inside the command center. And rally that Reaper to the back. Do not get that Reaper surrounded. SCVs back to mining. Dude, Wayne tried to do the greediest version that could cancel the command center, but just hits a few seconds too late. And Milkicow saves the command center. Dude, this is peak StarCraft right now. I don't care what you all say. This is scientific evidence. We should change the worker count. It's proof using science. No, honestly, though, this is awesome. This is such a crazy start to this game, and that's an amazing defense. I think they got 1 more SCV in the mineral line. What do we get? So 2 SCVs, a depot kill for 6 Zerglings, slight delay on the command center. That's got to favor Milkicow, man. That's going to favor Milkicow, surely. I mean, we're going to try and go for a greedy third base is Wayne, while starting to mine gas. Link speed's going to be very late. That Reaper counter harassment could be good. We've really enjoyed the 2 to 3 Reaper openings. I wonder if Milky watched my cast of Life vs. Tasia from yesterday. I feel like Milky might have watched that. Because remember, Tasia kept building 2 to 3 Reapers off the barracks every game. Was like the standard sort of opening he was doing versus Life into Hellion Banshee. Back in the 6 worker start, Heart of the Swarm. To be fair, that was a time when Terran was appallingly bad against Zerg, where Widow Mines did very little splash range. They had big damage fall off. He had to play Hellbats. And despite that, he managed to beat Life because Tasia was a god. Oh! Wayne with the Citizen's Arrest and the Spore trick. Oh, he cancels the Spore a bit too quickly, but still, he only lost 1 drone there for 2 Reapers. That was slick defense. Slick defense. He's going to start spreading creep. As long as he doesn't let the Hellions in to burn all of his workers like in the other games, he'll be good. Factory's now swapping over onto the reactor. That's been a big delayed swap with the pressure. And look at that. The Queen, single Queen blocks the ramp. Looking fantastic. Now, for those who don't remember, by the way, Abyssal Reef was the first map we had in the ladder map pool that was on the ocean floor. It was the first time we had basically little fish swimming around next to the players' bases. You know, you got little fish down here. There's a giant space shark. If we zoom out, we might see it occasionally. Usually you can just see its shadow when you're playing, but if you're observing and you zoom out, I think you can occasionally glimpse it because it's like very high up, swimming, I guess, near the surface of the ocean. The bodies all float up as well, which is a lot of fun. All right, so check this out. Who's ahead, who's behind? I mean, I thought Milky should be miles ahead. 3rd command center finishing, 3 barracks coming in, into factory, starport. Double engineering bay is a little late. Trying to go for it now. Single eBay goes down. I think Milky wants to build another eBay, but didn't quite have the money. I mean, Carapace is not too badly timed, right? You're actually going to have a faster Carapace as Wayne, and Carapace is the most important upgrade. Interesting. I had a guy telling me Marauder Concussive Shells are too OP because they slow Archons, which are supposed to counter them. Wait. Do Archons get slowed by Concussive? I don't know why. I thought they didn't, but I guess they do. I guess Archons look so geriatric at the best of times that I don't notice it. So massive units ignore Concussive? Okay, nice. Okay. I was like, I know Ultras don't get affected by them, but all massive units do it. That's crazy. There's people arguing balance as well. Yeah. I saw a guy on Reddit who said that I was making false statements claiming Cyril didn't notice that Creator's Push was coming in that video example I gave, even though, you know, he's like, oh, you said he didn't see it, but he didn't see it. Stop spreading lies and misinformation. And I was like, what? I was like, you think Cyril spotted the Warp Prism and the charge lots coming across the map and then decided to build 5 drones as they walked on creep? Like I pointed out, I'm like, you legitimately must have watched the video because I did. You're quoting me. You clearly watched the video, but like, did you miss the part where I said he got vision of it but didn't see it? I was like, what is this guy smoking? I was like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, guys, the shark had an aneurysm. The shark had an aneurysm. This shark's bugged out. This shark's frozen. Oh no. Yeah, he saw the video but didn't see the video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyways, it's a bit weird. Look at this little wall off. I love this. Stops the Hellions from getting in there. and he's going to open the rocks up. So once the Hellion phase is over, he can still get out there to defend Marines. Oh, Milky's in trubs. Milky loses a medevac. What was that, mate? The Hellions got surrounded by the Lings, so he tried to come over to save them with the medevacs. Got baited into it. Oh, Milky's in trouble now. And Wayne is right back into this game. Wayne's been equal on workers, which has been really bad, but now you've got the 4th coming up, you're droning, you're trying to get an infestation pit. As long as +2 Carapace starts with his next 225 gas, which he has enough for now, he could do well. Oh, Ling's actually counterattacked. I wasn't expecting him to commit, guys. Takes a bad counterattack there, loses a lot of Zerglings, doesn't get much value. Overlord speed going down, not as important as going for that Carapace. Breaking these rocks, super high priority. Into breaking those rocks will also be important. Otherwise, tanks behind those rocks could be a problem. That being said, it's Widow Mines. It is not tank play. Biomine coming forward through the map. 4th Commander on the way. 2 more barracks as well. Ling's dancing around right now. This game is getting hectic. Milkicow's up a little bit in supply. We'll see what's happening. Marine Mine coming forward. Medevac's there as well. Lingbane hanging out. Trying to gather their forces together. Widow Mine trying to track on. Oh, the Widow Mine. The Widow Mine's not firing because the Marines were gunning down the Zerglings. Wayne got way too fancy there. Way too fancy. And now the focus fire. Milkicow fixes bayonets. Charges into the Zerglings once the Banelings are dead and says, time to punish you, mate. You're going to Pound Town. And Wayne did not want to be in this position. Wayne struggling here, unable to get the command center in the early game, working back into the game, but just taking a few nasty trades. Even though he got the medevac snipe, he took a bad Ling counterattack, and then, of course, took a few bad fights there, trying to set off the Widow Mines before the fight started and not being able to get the snatch. I'm not sure if Milkicow retargeted the mines or if he just kept his Marines focus firing and just standing and fighting. Because anytime the Widow Mine's going to fire, if you shoot that unit down with the Marines, the Widow Mine has to reset. It's 1.5 second tracking time, change to a different target. You know, it takes a while before it fires once it locks on. So if you've got Marines and Mines together, it's really hard for just a few Lings to set off those Widow Mines. You need to kind of engage with your whole army to make sure they fire. Marines take out a Queen from the low ground. Milkicow's large and in charge. Wayne is a very, very strong player, but if he doesn't have Infestors or something like that, it's going to be hard to get back in here, as it is Lingbane up against Bio. +2 bioweapon starts for Milky. +2 Carapace did get restarted here for Wayne on this new Evo chamber. Adrenal Glands is also there as the Hive has now finished. Queen's Lingbane coming forward. Nice medevac snipe. Does get a low hit point medevac. Ling's on the top. Getting kited. Milkicow. Dude, Milkicow's so good these days. It's crazy how good Milkicow's got at the multitasking and just the aggression. Current APM 450, average 320. Wayne a little bit higher at close to 400, but that no doubt is using some of that holding down the Lingbane key, rapid fire optimization stuff. This map was first in the map pool, I want to say in 2017, guys. I remember there was Rain, Terran player Rain was still playing. TY1 Katowice on this map pool, I believe. Could be wrong, I think it was this map pool. Cactus Valley was in that map pool, actually. So maybe it was the Dream pool when TY won. Widow Mines and Marines on the front side as well. Pick up! Oh, good art pick up there. And pull away for Milky. Trying to save these units. Wayne is desperately trying to get back in there. Might have been 2018. But I think it was 2017 when we had Abyssal in the pool. Could be wrong. Lingbane hanging out. 80 drones against 80 SCVs. Command center coming in. We need to create some asymmetry, Wayne. He's going to try and go Spire to stop these drops. Ooh, actually gets a few Banelings on those Widow Mines, which is nice. But I think counterattacking the left might be a play just to distract Milkicow. The moment Milkicow's attention is too focused where he wants it to be, and it's hard to get good trades. Baneling's going to get some good hits, though. Couple of big juicies there while distracting on the front. Nice map control for Wayne. But Wayne distracts in the middle, gets a good cleanup on the side. Problem, cost him a lot of Lingbane. He's down 3,000 resources, the unit's lost. His +2 Carapace is about to kick in at the exact same time as +2 bioweapons, so they will maintain even upgrades, at least for now. But 88 workers, it's a lot of income. You still need to find good engagements. That's going to be really tough for Wayne. First Widow Mine does just as much friendly fire as it does for the Lingbane. Second one lands pretty good, though. A couple of Lings trying to sneak around the side. Feels like he's too big to fail right now, guys. He's really, really just putting up such a good fight to survive as Wayne. But it's just that. It's a fight to survive. I don't see any sort of move here or map position that's going to allow him to win. You can just see the endless pressure from Milkicow. Marine Marauder in the top right. And this little Ling run by is going to intercept the rally, try and force a bit of a response, deal with a few Marines coming out individually. but another hatchery goes down and bites the dust. Banelings rolling forward, perhaps a few too many. The Queen's fighting the Marauders, one of the slowest battles of all time. It's like watching Adepts and Marauders. They don't really kill each other. They don't really die. And here we go. Ling's coming forward, trying to engage, trying to surround. Widowmine's going to do some friendly fire, taking out a few Zergans as well. Not a bad Ling counterattack at all for Wayne, but is it enough? He loses control of the middle base, which means he's back to 4 bases against a 5-base Terran. And this hatchery, it's not going to survive. The Marauders snipe it. The hot pickup is there. Milkicow is all over it, running amok over Mr. Wayne. Wayne going to drag that Widowmine on top of the Marauder. Medevac almost gets shot down, but it does tank it to the face for now. 2 more command centers coming up. 88 worker Terran, who's got, is it 8 barracks? Still 8 barracks, but honestly, he could go 11 barracks right now. He's perma-maxed. The Ling Bane is not having enough room to counterattack, not enough room to defend and survive. And once you fall behind on a map like this, a cramped map, if you got Roach Ravager and Fester, you can take some really good, clever engagement angles, but it's really tough with Ling Bane because they do have a very cramped base setup, easy for Terran to defend from counterattacks. And as your bases get spread further and further out, as you do need to expand at a faster rate, Zerg is going to get punished here on Abyssal Reef. Ooh, good Widowmine shot, man. Ling Bane coming forward, Marine Marauder there. Ling Bane trying to get the surround, but there's no Banelings there. Finally, they finish morphing. Milkicow picks up at the last second and says, see, you don't want to be. The 2 Corruptors slowly roll up and start cleaning this up. Wayne's like, get out of here, man. But he just can't deal with it. He doesn't have the numbers to overwhelm, so the unload on the low ground. Fungal is actually kind of cute there. Corruptors plus Fungal trying to deal with the Marines and the Medevacs. And there's too much Terran on the dance floor. GG, says Wayne. Milkicow gonna take the victory 3-2. Admittedly, on some maps that are probably going to be a bit more Terran favored in the old days than the modern maps. But, you know, really well done. A nice action-packed gameplay. GG, well played.